Hi. All right. Sorry I'm a little late live today, but needed to take Cody's girlfriend to um, work, and so I had to be just a little bit late. So I wanted to share with you today the butterfly Brilliance stamp set and dies. They are absolutely beautiful, and they kind of coincide the butterflies with lupus, and so I was going to do a thinking of you card for some of the people that I know that have lupus. You know, here in Indiana, the weather is changing like crazy back and forth from warm to cold, and now we're getting rain in, and my joints are just aching like crazy. And so I thought, if I'm feeling this way, they're probably feeling this way too. So I am going to use the set to make a thinking of you card for some of my lupus friends. And I wanted to show you how I was going to do it. So let's go down and let's take a look at the set real quick. So it's called Butterfly Brilliance. It is going to be available until May the 3rd. So you have a little bit of time to place an order. I will tell you that the stamp set and the dies are going to go over into the catalog, the new annual catalog, but the DSP paper is not. So if you like this paper and you want to get a hold of it, you need to do that now before May 3rd. So let me just take a look here and let me show you what we have. So we have the stamp set. It is a cling set. It is $17 and it looks like this, and it has the different butterflies, and I actually have it on my Stamparatus right now, so I can't show you, but it comes in one large piece. And the reason why it comes in one large piece is that the actual dies that come with it come in one large piece also. So, and I'll show you when we make the card how this works. But the dies come like this, and so you have an actual one full piece here that can cut out all of the butterflies at one time. And then you have different accents in the dies that you can use for your card making. It's really a very pretty set. I have used it a couple times, and I'm really happy with it. Okay, I'm gonna leave that out because I'm gonna use that, and I'm also gonna leave this out. But this die set actually is very intricate when it cuts, and we're gonna show you how that works. Both of those. So let me put those aside. Okay, so that's the dies are $44. Now you can buy the stamp set and the dies as a bundle for $54 right now. So that's just the stamp set and the dies. Then we have what's called a collection. And the collection is the stamp set, the dies, the paper, all together. And the collection is $71.25. So let me show you the collection. You get this paper, and I'm going to pop this over because I want you to see this paper. So there are 5 sheets of paper, and each sheet I think comes with like six sheets of it. So this one is 6 sheets, this green one 6 sheets, this one 6 sheets, that one is that and that, okay? But then the thing is they're also double-sided. So you have kind of like a splotch color on one side, and then you have some pretty butterflies on the other side. So that's that one. Here's this one. Now this one, you can, if you buy the collection and you get the dies, the actual, let me flip it over. The actual dies fit on this paper and cut these butterflies right out just the way they are. And that's really neat how that works. And that's only with this piece of paper. And then the back side of that. And then here's that one. And this one. And then the last one right here. So those are the papers. And it comes in a very large packet with multiple papers in here. I will show you real quick. You don't just get one sheet. You get lots of sheets because all of this comes with the DSPs with that collection. So it's a good set. And then the other thing you get with the collection, and I think I set it aside, let me get it, is this paper, and it kind of has a wood grain look and feel to it. Now, you only get 2 sheets of this, and there have been some beautiful cards made with this paper, and actually, like, when I look at it at a slant down, I can actually see wood grain, and it has a texture to it, so this paper is really neat. But like I said, these are only available, the DSP and this paper, which is called the Natural Birch. It's only available while supplies last, and it's only available during this with this collection. I do not think those are going to be going over to the new catalog, and if they are, hey Karen, somebody can shout out and let me know if they are. So the coordinating colors are Basic Black, Bermuda Bay, Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Mango Melody, Mint Macaroon, Misty Moonlight, Poppy Parade, So Saffron, and Whisper White. But today I am not going to be using one of those colors. I'm going to use Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. So that's the set. Real quick before I move on to the card, Paper Pumpkin, the last day, if you want to get in on the March Paper Pumpkin, last day to order is today. You would need to go to my website at harvestlanecraftgeek.com. I have an icon for Paper Pumpkin. You can go in there and do a join, and it will get you right where you need to be to order Paper Pumpkin for the March kit. The March kit is going to come with stencils for free. It'll have your stamps, it'll have your ink spot, and some gorgeous cards. So today, last day, get in while you can because the paper pumpkins are absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's go back down to my desktop here. All right, so I found this card sketch online, and I absolutely loved it. The card sketch is Dawn Griffith's card sketch, number 27. And I just really thought this would be pretty to do with the card that I wanted to do today. So this is kind of where I got my inspiration from. And so let's get started. All right, so the first thing I did is I decided that I wanted to use, and let me kind of grab my paper out here. I wanted to use the Highland Heather paper. So I took an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I cut it at 5.5, and then I scored it at 4.25, and I was able to get 2 cards out of this. And when I do this, now I'm going to actually make 2 cards today, but if I wasn't going to do that, I would take one of these and I would put it away, and I kind of have some card bases so that if I want to make a quick card, I have them already cut and ready to go. So that's just a little tip. Then I grabbed some Just Jade because I knew that it was in the paper that I wanted to use. Now this is some of the paper that I just showed you from the butterfly, gosh, I get tongue-tied every time I say that, the Butterfly Brilliance paper. And I just thought it was so pretty. And purple has purple butterflies. It coordinates with Lupus. So that's why I chose this paper, and that's why I chose the Highland Heather. So yeah, this is the paper that, the DSP paper that I'm going to use today. And so that's why I chose the Just Jade. So Highland Heather is my base, Just Jade. I cut my next piece of paper at 5 1/4 by 4, and I got this right here. You can't see this, but I actually used a 3D embossing folder, and so I had just gotten 2 brand new folders, one called the Scripty 3D and the other one called Dainty Diamonds, and I really liked both of them, and so I kind of went back and forth. I went ahead and embossed both of them, and I went back and forth, and I really liked the Scripty 3D for this card. Love the Dainty Diamonds. I don't know if you can see that or not, but love the Dainty Diamonds. But for this card, I wanted to use the Scripty 3D. So let's put that down. And again, I cut this at 5 1/4 by 4 to get my next layer on my card. And I'm just really careful when I put this down so that I have room to move it around a little bit before I press and make sure all my borders are even. You have to be careful with the 3D embossing folders because you don't want to actually smash down the embossing on it. So just lightly kind of press down in the corners where you put your stamp and seal. All right. Oh, doggone it. I always do this. All right. I grabbed some of this gorgeous grape ribbon, and luckily, I only did this in the corners. I wanted the ribbon to go on, so I'm going to just try to slide this through and see if I can get this to come out on the other side. I always do this when I want to use ribbon. It's probably because I don't use it very often that I make this mistake, and I really wanted to use it, so we're going to try to make this work. So bear with me as I struggle to get this ribbon through. Where are you? Come on. Okay, maybe he's going to come through. I just don't want to tear this, but I think I'm going to have to. Oh, look, it came up nice and easy. Look at that, look at that. That doesn't happen very often, so don't plan on that happening. Don't be like me. All right, let's try to put this down, and I may have to go back in and put a little bit of more seal on it. And I think what I'm going to do, just so I know that I have plenty, I'm going to use my Tombow glue and just make sure that I have a good seal, because I definitely wouldn't want to give this card to somebody and then it come up. And maybe even on embossing folders, maybe using your Tombow glue might be actually a better idea. That way you get a good seal. Plus, the nice thing about the glue is that it gives you just a little bit more wiggle room than the actual stamp and seal does. But okay, so I have my ribbon underneath, and that's what I want to do. So I'm going to leave that there. Let me put my embossing folders away so we stay all organized. Okay, so the next thing I did is I took my paper. I always forget to make sure I'm in the screen. I'm so bad about that. Okay. Next thing I did is I took my paper and I cut, I believe, 2 inches off of my paper. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted to make the, on the card sketch, there's a piece right here, and then there's a piece right here, and it's separated. So I really liked that look on there. So I cut my DSP at 2, and then I cut some of it off. So let me check real quick, and let's see what this is. So this is 2 by 2 1/4. So this piece right here is 2 by 2 1/4, and I'm actually going to stick it on this side. And then this piece is 1 by 1. So that's a 1 by 1 piece. So that's going to go there. And I kind of looked at this. Whoops. I'm going to go like this. I kind of looked at this and thought, that's kind of bland. So I came back in and I cut backings for each of these. And so the purple one is like 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. So we got a piece that goes all the way around. So let's go ahead and get that down with my Stampin' Seal. And I'm just going to put it right here. And we're going to come on here. And again, I'm just going to make sure I got good even all the way around before I press down. Looks good. All right, so that's going to go here. And then my next piece is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. So that's going to go right here. And I really liked this a lot better. It made this, I thought it made the paper stand out a little bit. Now, I will tell you, when I was cutting this paper, I was not very good about looking at the direction that I was cutting the paper. And so my butterflies kind of are sideways, but I don't think it really matters in this card. But if it does matter to you, make sure that you're cutting your paper in the right way, because the butterflies actually do have a direction. And that's one thing in some of these DSP papers. You just got to make sure you're cutting in the right direction. The other side, it doesn't matter, but this side, I think it kind of matters. So I'm just lining up my 2 bases here at the edge of my Just Jade. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here because I actually think it's going to work better. And I know that I wanted it about right here, so we're just going to pop this on real quick. And again, I'm going to be gentle about placing it down. May have to come in there on the corners just a little bit better. And I'm just using my Tombow glue, just coming on the edges. Now on this last one that I just did, I didn't get on the edges very good, so I'm probably going to have to come back in and redo that. All right, and again, I wanted it right there on the edge so it kind of looked like the purples kind of flowed together. I thought that looked pretty. Same with that one. All right. Then I had some of my Highland Heather paper, and it was just kind of little scraps, and I cut them at a 1/2 inch, and then I used my paper snips, and I came in and I cut in the center, and then I went in and I went in just to kind of make that ribbon look at the bottom of my paper. And this is one reason. I am not doing very good on this. I should have. Let's see here. Let me grab some scissors. And let's just see if I can make this work, because I might not be able to make this work since I glued this down. But I just wanted to do kind of like one. And again, like these sizes on these ribbons, honestly, they don't matter, because you're just pretty much just putting them however you want in here. And I wanted mine all 3 to kind of be the same size. Let's grab this last one and and depending on how I put my DSP paper, whether I put it up higher or lower, these could be longer or shorter, whatever works for you. And you know, sometimes when you cut your cardstock, you kind of get this edge that lifts up, and I usually either just take my finger and run my nail across it, or I could also use my my bone folder to smooth that down also. So I'm just going to come in here and pop that underneath there. And yep, that's exactly the way I wanted it to look. So that will work. All right, let's glue these down. I'm going to grab, I'll show you this. I'm going to grab my pick tool, and on the other side it has a kind of a a gluey, so I'm just going to use it to pull my pieces out, just like that. Just so that it's easier and I can slide those babies out. Well, I might not be able to slide that baby out. Come on, come on. All right, I got all 3 of these out. I'll grab out my silicone mat real quick so I don't gum up. These are little pieces and I don't want to gum up my cutting mat. And I think I'm going to use, let's see if this will work, if I can make this work. We'll use my Stampin' Seal, see if I can get these down. If not, I can go back in with my Tombow glue, and definitely I can do that. And I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little tape here on the end. I'm just going to use my fingernail, or I could use my Take Pick tool, and I'm just going to slide that down in the back so that it is not affecting anything on my card. All right, then I'm going to come back in here, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but my card's lifting a little bit, so I'll go back in and fix that here in a second. And again, I have a little bit of my Stampin' Seal Plus showing through, so I'm just going to use my Take Pick tool and just kind of bring that behind so you can't see it. There we go. There we go. And pop that underneath there, just like that. And before I press those all the way down, I'm just going to get all 3 of them underneath there. Just make sure that they are positioned exactly the way I want them. That way, if I need to move anything around, I have the ability to do that. And I'm just going to move this one just a little bit. And I kind of want them even, so I'm just going to kind of move them around just a little bit until I feel they're at a good point. There, I like that. And then I'm just going to use my finger and just brush them down. I'm going to come back with my Tombow glue because I want to get in these corners real quick. I do not want this coming apart. And be careful, this Tombow glue, it really does, it kind of oozes out. It comes out really thick. So just be careful when you're putting that down that you don't squeeze too much, just like I did, because it oozes. All right. All right, let me kind of clean up as I go because I lose things. All right, then I took my punch here, and I'll be honest with you, I do not know what that punch is called right off the top of my head. So let me look it up. I should have done this first, but it is called Oval Occasions. It's the double oval punch. It's the double oval punch, and I've actually used this punch multiple times. So basically, I'll just take a piece of scrap paper here, and when you use your punch, it punches both pieces out at the exact same time. So a lot of times, and I'll show you, I have it over here, I'll do it in 2 colors and then I'll set it aside so that later on if I wanted to use a white backing and a color front, I could do that, or I could mix them around. So when I have extras, I just go ahead and punch both of them, and then I put them aside so that I can use them at a later date with kind of like all my little scraps and things that I have. So, all right. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's tie this ribbon real quick. And I want my ribbon to land right here where this open space is. So I'm not a fancy bow tire. I'm actually not very good at it at all, but I'm gonna do my best. So I think what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna tie a knot. I watch some people do these and I'm like, oh my goodness, how do you do that? You're so good. Not me. But that's okay. Let's try this again. All right, I'm going to stand up real quick. You probably can't even see that I'm standing up, but I'm standing up so I can get a good tie. And I don't want to tie it too tight because I don't want my paper to bend. So just going to tie a little bow here. Oh my goodness, you'd think I don't even know how to tie a bow. Here we go. I just want my ribbon to come out the right way. So just take your time. And if you don't like what you did, you can always redo it. Especially if you tie it like you tie your shoes. And then I'll just kind of fluff my ribbon up. All right, that's a little looser than I wanted, but that's okay because what I can do is I can come in with my glue dots, and I can also come in with my take pick tool, and I can adhere that down just like that, so that it will not move anywhere. It's going to stay right there. All right, that looks good. I like that. It's pretty. And I'm just going to cut, that one's already cut on an angle and that one's cut on an angle, so I'll leave it like that. All right, so I used my my punch, my oval punch, to give me, I used it in white, and I also used it in the Highland Heather. And I used the Thinking of You stamp that came with the celebration set called A Touch of Ink, and I just used the thank you. I love this set so much. If you did not get your hands on this, I am getting ready for a card class. It'll be in a couple weeks, and I will start putting things on my social media and on my website where you can get this stamp set from me with an actual card class. So be looking for that. But I use the Thinking of You from this set. So if you didn't get this and you want it, my website is harvestlanecraftique.com. You can go in there. You can sign up for my email newsletter in there. It's just right on the front page, and it says sign me up. And you can send me your email address, say you want my newsletter. Then you definitely won't miss when the card class is. But you could also email me and tell me you're interested in this, and that would help me. So to know how many I need to make. So that's something to look forward to in the next coming weeks. So the reason why I use this Thinking of You, because it fit perfectly in this oval punch, and I really liked it. So basically, I just used my Momenta Black ink, inked up my stamp, and stamped right there on my card. And I actually had to do it on both sides because I messed up the first time. So that's one of the nice things about having two sides. If you mess up on one side, you can flip over and do it on the other side. All right, so let's put this on here. And then, again, I'm not pressing completely down until I know I've got a good seal exactly where I wanted. And then I'm going to put a Stampin' Dimensional on this so that I can pop it up on my card. And I don't know how much that this is noticeable on my card, but right here my ribbon didn't get down very well. So it isn't really where I wanted to put my tag, but it's the way I'm going to fix that. I am going to set my tag right over that so that it kind of puts that down and leaves it right there. All right, so that's where we are on the card. Now, I am going to use my dies. So the first thing I did is I grabbed out my Stamparatus, and remember how I told you at the very beginning that this stamp was very large? So this is the stamp. I went ahead and inked it up, and I stamped it down because I wanted you to actually see how the Stamparatus worked with this stamp set. It's perfect. If you don't have a Stamparatus, the stamping block F is the one that you would want to get for this. But the nice thing about the Stamparatus is if you don't get a good stamp the first time, then you can re-ink and come back and stamp again. And actually, that happened on this card for me. So, and the reason why I grabbed out the white cardstock and did the black ink is because I thought, well, maybe I might want to color my butterflies in this Highland Heather color to put onto my card. So let's show you how this works. So this is the big bad boy here. It's our new Stamp and Emboss. This is the large one. We also have a mini one. And the nice thing about it is our plates are numbered with detailed instructions, so you don't even have to guess how to use it. You know, like on the Big Shot, you kind of got to guess, ooh, which plate do I put where, and how do I do this? Well, not with ours. It doesn't work that way. It gives you instructions. So I'm going to take my paper and place it down, and I'm going to use my large die from the Butterfly Brilliance selection. A lot of people use tape to tape this down, and you might have to do that. Like mine's been used a few times, and it's going through the die machine. It's a little wobbly, but I think I got it where I wanted it. I think it's going to be okay. And I probably should have colored these before I ran them through, but I wasn't sure whether I was going to use them. So let's just run them through because I want you to see this. Those crinky noises, if you can hear it, those are normal. That's just the die going through the machine, the rollers, and doing it that way. Okay, I'm not going to put my die machine yet because I'm going to do one more thing, and we're going to decide together how we want to do this. All right, let's take a piece, and I'm just going to use a scrap piece here of the Highland Heather, and I'm going to put this in here, and we are going to take maybe a couple of these intricate dies, and we're going to put them here on our die cutting machine. And I'm using the littler ones because my cards, you know, got a lot of space. Let's grab this little one up here too. I'll just grab a couple of them. And we'll just run these through the machine also. All right, and I'm just cranking through. Now, with these dies that I am running through here, they have lots of little pieces. So, our pick tool, take pick tool, actually comes with a brush, and that brush allows you to kind of filter through and get all those little pieces off. So here, I'll show you how it works. So, and actually this one kind of did it itself. That's nice. Okay, so I'll put that one back. Put all these back on my magnetic board, and I just, Stamp and Storage, they have, they sell the magnetic boards if you need those for your dies. Oh, I should have ran it through twice. This puppy's not coming off. Oh, there it goes. All right. So, if you can see, it has very tiny little things, and I was going to grab out my, these just pop right out because your die actually cuts them out. All right. There's that one. Let's kind of move this. So you're going to have all these tiny little pieces floating around everywhere. And sometimes they just pop right on out. And I have this little bowl here I got from the Dollar General store that I just put all my little scraps in when I do stuff like this. And then I empty it at a later date. I'm really excited about my card class. I have actually come up with some really cute cards. So I hope you will go online and check out my card class and sign up for it. You'll get paper. You'll actually have multiple options to choose from. So I'll give you more detail as we come up. But that's what the butterfly looks like when we do it like that. All right. Let's pop this over here. So this is kind of what I was thinking. And I can kind of bend her wings and put the butterfly right there. Isn't that pretty? We could do that. So let's zoom in a little bit so you can see that. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. I'm not even going to color these because I like this. I love that. That looks so pretty. I am going to grab a mini dimensional. And then we'll take off the back here. And I'm going to kind of bend the wings just one more time. Oh, I think that is so pretty. Look at that. Okay, then what I want to do to finish this off is I am going to grab some of my rhinestones because they are my favorite. And I'm just going to add 3 rhinestones right down here and put them on here just like that. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oops. And I'm just using my Take Pick tool. I don't know if you can see my hands in here. I'm just going to grab another one and put it right there. Very pretty. Now, you know what? I'm going to see how down this is. It's down. I might have moved my butterfly just up just a tad, but I like it. So there we go. There's my Thinking of You card that I used with the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set and dies. I hope you enjoyed this video. And once again, my website is harvestlanecraftique.com. You can get to my Stampin' Up! Store by going to my website, or you can go straight to my Stampin' Up! Store at lorijohnson1.stampinup.net. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video today, and you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.